Welcome to Ask the Security Guy. I'm Holly Magnuson, and here in my office today is Shawn Corman. Good morning, Shawn.
Morning, how are you?
It's a good day, isn't it?
It is. It is a little hot outside, though.
But the air conditioner is working, so
that it is.
We were thankful. Today's a little different than normal. We're actually pre-recording this with the holiday weekend and everything. It just felt like it'd be easier. So that means if you have questions, you can email us at iso@apu.edu, and you should see that address at the bottom of the screen. So feel free, questions, comments, topics you'd like to hear about. Please let us know, because we'd love to give you what you want. And today's topic is one that kind of hit the news worldwide.
It did, it did.
You want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about...
I don't know, it kind of makes me want to cry.
Yeah, I think it made a lot of people want to cry. Sorry for those, if anybody's watching who was a victim, we are sorry for our humor at your expense. But
not really.
So please tell us what WannaCry, or what became known as WannaCry, what it was exactly.
So WannaCry is a piece of malware known as ransomware. And ransomware is a piece of malware that came out just a few years ago. And what it does is it encrypts using industry standard encryption on Mac or Windows or pretty much any platform, depending on the variant. And what it does is it encrypts your files and then sends the key off to somebody, the bad guy. And then the bad guy then has a piece of software installed on your computer that prompts you with a message to pay to get your stuff back, because you are effectively locked out of it. And the encryption that was used to lock you out of your own stuff is the kind of stuff that would take about 1,000 years to decrypt through normal means.
Yeah, which, I mean, as we've talked about before, ransomware has been very successful because if you pay, you get your stuff back.
Yeah, and most criminal organizations know that it works well if they actually honor that.
Yeah.
So if you pay...
Honor and criminals.
I know, right?
Oxymoron. But anyway.
Honor among thieves. It's a thing.
Yeah. And on WannaCry, how did it get started? How did it spread?
So, WannaCry, and then there was a variant that followed up on it called Petya. And then there's non-Petya, and then, and the list of variations keep going. But they were all based off of a Windows vulnerability that came out, I believe, in March.
Well, the fix for it came out in March.
The fix for it, yeah.
Yeah, who knows how long Microsoft knew about it, but the fix came out in March.
Right. So there was time before WannaCry and Petya came out to address this through, just normal Windows updates. So Microsoft found this vulnerability. Well, turns out that the NSA had found the vulnerability quite a while before, and they were using and so they were using it for their own purposes. That's for whatever they needed it for. But as is true with anything, when there's a vulnerability in the system, regardless of who's using it and for what, bad guys will find it and they will use it for their purposes.
Which is to make money.
Pretty much. So, and that's exactly what happened in this case. So the vulnerability was in an older protocol that we used to share files back and forth. The protocol is usually well patched, well maintained, but this stuff happens.
Yep.
A little bit of trivia, back probably 15 years ago, viruses used to spread via the same protocol, and they would spread over the network. And here at APU, during the early days of wireless here, back in 2001, 2002, we had Blaster and Nimda make the rounds and almost completely took down the network before we got control of it.
Yeah, I remember going home to work because it was faster.
Yeah.
With the viruses that were screaming through.
Yeah, back then, my colleagues and I were not going home because we were here trying to figure out how to get the network back online.
Yeah. Now, how did WannaCry spread from computer to computer?
Well, it used the same tools that are so successful elsewhere. Phishing.
Phishing, yeah, our favorite friend.
Yep, people would get an email that looked like it was from FedEx, or open a Google Doc, or some prince in Dubai wants to send you money, and they would click on the links or download a file or install a patch, and next thing you know, boom. They've got a piece of software on their computer, all of their documents, their pictures, their presentations, their Excel sheets, all of those are locked down, and they can't get access to anything.
Yeah. So here at APU, what did we see?
We didn't see anything. It was kind of a non-event for us.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, we saw it in the news.
Yeah, we saw it in the news. We did send out an email about it, but there was a very good reason why we weren't impacted. And you want to share with everyone
Sure.
why?
So our personal computing team and our engineering team have done a tremendous job here of setting up a patch server that what it does is it talks to every APU machine, every APU Windows machine, and makes sure that you have your Windows updates installed in a timely manner. So now that's for here.
Yes,
Right.
on campus, our APU machines.
Right. So if you have Windows machines at home, Windows will prompt you and say you have updates to install. And a lot of people are in a very bad habit of saying, "I'll do it later."
Yeah.
Because I don't want to reboot now.
Right.
Or I don't want to do this right now.
Or I don't trust it.
Or I don't trust it.
Yeah.
So it's responses like that that led to the proliferation of WannaCry and Petya. Because there were hundreds of thousands of machines worldwide, and this thing, went for a couple days before a security researcher found a way to kill it. But in that time, it got over, what was it, 200, I think almost 300,000 machines worldwide.
Yeah, it was a lot.
So these guys, 300,000 machines, you do the math, figure out how many of those actually paid. Bad guys made their money.
Yes, they did.
And there's a lot of people that lost a lot of work.
Yeah. So yeah, and that was one of the exciting things for us is it was a non-issue because now one of the things I've been telling people is because I know there are people who never turn off their machines. They never restart them. So I'm encouraging new employees and people as I encounter them, restart your machine at least once a week.
Well, yeah, because part of that is to install Windows updates, right? Because some updates require a restart to apply. The idea of leaving your machine on forever, it's great from a speed standpoint.
Oh yeah.
Because let's face it, Windows, Mac, it doesn't really matter what computer it is. That startup piece takes a while.
Yeah.
And once they're up and running, they're fine.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to wait around for that. Let's face it. At the end of the day, it is really, really, really important from a security perspective, mainly because it's keeping that system patched.
Yep.
We take better care of our cars than we do of our computers in a lot of cases. You get your oil changed, you get new tires and new brakes and all that, right? When it needs it, right?
Right.
Well, Windows updates are a variation of that for your computer.
Yeah, and so I get that habit. I restart my machines here. At home, I install the updates because I like my stuff.
Yeah, but it's not convenient, is it?
It's not that bad, really.
Oh, so you're saying it's livable?
It's very livable. When I think about losing all my stuff and what it takes to restart, it's livable.
Okay, so there's a balance there then. Lose all my stuff, restart the computer.
Yeah.
That works.
Pretty much. And I know we always get this question. Well, is my Mac safe? Am I safe with my Mac? And we both know the answer to that.
I love this question. I've been getting this question for years. And people are, and Apple is just, they're a huge fan of touting their own security.
Right.
So they are really the ones that started proliferating this myth.
Myth, keyword.
Yeah, I know. So the myth is that Apple is inherently more secure than Windows. Okay, so notice the word I use here is myth. The reason for that is, and we now have data to back it up.
Yes.
So in 2016 alone, in Q4 2016, we saw a 744% increase in malware available for Macs.
Yeah.
That number's continuing to climb.
Yeah, I read an article that there are people who are now writing ransomware for Mac.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they're selling it and making money, and somebody else is making more money.
So at the end of the day, people ask me, well, why hasn't it taken so long for Mac to get that kind of attention? Well, it's market share.
Yep.
If you're a bad guy and you're sitting there and you're looking at, okay, if I write malware for Windows, I get millions of machines. If I write malware for Mac, I get 1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Where am I going to invest my effort?
Where there's more options and more suckers.
Exactly. Barnum and Bailey was right. Right? So, but that changes, right? So as Apple has taken on more and more market share, even though it's still, a minute market share compared to the Windows and the Android platforms, it's still a growing market share.
It's growing, yeah.
Right? So with that, it's getting interest.
Yeah.
From the wrong kind of people.
Yeah.
So there's lots of average everyday users who are interested in Mac. It's easy to use, easy to get along with. It's convenient. It works. It's actually fairly secure right out of the box.
Yeah. I like my Mac.
But never, never, never make the assumption or fall for the myth that it is inherently more secure.
Right. It's all about you.
Yeah.
It's all about you not clicking on links.
Well, not only that, but think about it. It was for so long we think about security from, well, I have this antivirus on my computer. That's my security. Or I'm at work, so the IMT people take care of all that magical stuff, right?
Well, we try.
And the firewalls and the networks and all those things, and the encryption and all the tools that we apply, and we do.
Yeah, we work very hard to protect as much as we can.
But the world is changing. As more and more and more of our data is stored in cloud areas, those controls that we have in place here only cover part of the scenario now. Because not all of the data is here.
That's right.
So that really brings security and the control and the safety of your data down to a common denominator, which is your username and password, and ultimately you. So, how strong is your password? Are you using a passphrase? Are you using a password manager? Do you change it somewhat regularly? Are you using, but more importantly, are you using unique passwords for each account? And then using a password manager to keep from losing your mind.
Yes.
Because trust me, I have over 400 myself. I know there are people who have more, some who have less.
Yeah, I'm right about 300 now.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I haven't known my Amazon password in probably 2 years.
I have no clue. But LastPass does, and it does not keep me from buying things.
I know my LastPass password.
I wish it did keep me from buying things, but...
Well, can't help you there.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, that's what we really need to focus in on. Doing things like Windows patching, having good passphrases, making sure you're using passphrases one per account. And the reason for that is if I, as a bad guy, get access to one of your accounts and I know that password, I'm immediately going to try that password on every other account that I can find that's related to you.
Yep.
Now, if they're all different passwords, you immediately limit the scope of damage.
Yep.
Right? But if they're all the same, you just, why don't you give them your social security card, your driver's license?
Yep, you're done.
Just do it now.
You're done.
And then we'll talk about, identity recovery.
Yeah.
And all that fun stuff.
But you do have information about that on security.apu.edu.
There is. Yeah, it is there. So, it's really, really basic stuff. WannaCry, Petya, all of these ransomware variants spread through social media, they spread through email, but they spread through human interaction, right?
Yep.
It's not just computer to computer anymore.
No.
These things require a human being to do something.
Yeah. And they take advantage of our being naive or just curious or, and I always tell people, if that email is trying to scare you, it's a red flag. If it's trying to convince you that you have to do something or something bad's going to happen, like your account being deleted, it's a big fat lie.
Fear, greed, and curiosity are the most common emotions that are leveraged in phishing emails.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
But everything about phishing is about what we call social engineering. And that is basically hacking the human.
Yeah.
And that is also the title of a really, really good book if you ever want to look it up.
Hacking the Human?
Hacking the Human. It talks about social engineering, how it works.
Nice. I need to read that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Slight segue.
Slight segue. So with that, any other thoughts about WannaCry?
I think that about covers it for this time.
Again, if you've got questions or comments, you can email us at iso@apu.edu. We've got some exciting things coming up. We're going to take in a couple of months, going to take another look at Google Wallet, Apple Pay, all of those type of things. And there was one that we looked at last year, the year before, that didn't get real high marks. We'll see if it's improved. Hopefully it has, because I know people who use it. So with that, thank you, Shawn, again.
Absolutely.
And we look forward to seeing you guys again.
All right.
Have a great day.